Hello, welcome back to the Wildland. My name is Beast. Today, we're back with Princess Evangile, as you can see. Princess Evangile, as you can see. Right there. You can see it right there. Anyways, so I may have a bit of a problem. A problem being, I usually start the recordings at like 8 p.m. roughly, and oh yeah, you can't fucking see that because it's flipped. It's 10:29 p.m. I woke up like maybe an hour ago from a nap. So now I'm starting the recording 2.5 hours late. So I'll be not making this part too long, probably. I'll keep probably like 1.5 hour. Yeah, I'll keep it at 1.5 hour. Let's see how that works with the part lengths. Anyways, so yeah, that's how it is. Hope you can accept that. Because you can't fucking change it either. Neither can I, because I'm a fucking idiot. I fucked up. This is on me. Like, y'all did nothing wrong. I am the one who messed up the big times. Anyways, so yeah. Today we'll be starting with the Ruriko. Not Ruriko. I said Ruriko because on the side for the little background roulette that's currently Ruriko on that little culture festival date with Koki, and they're in like that spinning saucer that other asshole classmate of his just spinning way too fucking fast in an attempt to make Koki hurl. Anyways, Ruriko is the one we're actually going to do, and since I already said the one for the right hand side, let's say the one for the left hand side as well. On the left hand side, we have the CG of Riria at the little summer festival at the shrine from the Ritzidims Love With Me. A game I really need to revisit. By the way, I am actually planning on revisiting it potentially with other people. Just people who haven't actually played the game, just sitting in the background. Like, that could be fun, and I'm actually also thinking about doing the same for Wagamama High Spec, since if you watch the Wagamama High Spec videos, that quality is subpar. Like, it's not just the visuals for Wagamama High Spec, it's also the audio quality. So yeah, that's not good. Anyways, let's just get going. Ruriko! Ruriko! We can finally quench her thirst. Pentabelle's big escape. Apparently. Like, she's been waiting for this. And I don't have the same apprehension towards her that I have towards Miyako's route. Huh. Strange. Low-key, 100%. That drink just now was only so there was liquid there, so I could attempt to straighten out my beard. Because fuck, there's like a few hairs like on this side, on like one on this that just doesn't want to sit right, and it's just hella annoying. Anyways, She had made it a habit of holding Pantabelle close to her heart as she slept, Despite how muggy the summer months had been, she felt so secure when holding Pantabel's soft, fluffy body. However, Pantabel was nowhere to be found. As if greeting her, Pantabel bounced up on his hind legs, then slipped under the blankets. She was so relieved to see him, she hugged him tightly to her chest. The feel of Pantabel's warm body pressed against her ample bosom was soothing. Is Pantabel going off to a partner? Are you gonna get little baby Pantabel soon? Is that what's happening? Like does Pantabel have game? Is that what's gonna happen here? Because I feel like that's what's gonna happen here. And that's 100% what's going to happen here. Like, he got game. I know I'm doing that. Actually, that left a bit of a... Actually, no, it's gone again. Fuck you. I know I'm doing that, I'm just... Don't actually fucking drop it. By the way, if you're asking, like, where I put this, like, it's literally just in, like, a bunch of bottles. But hey, I won't be dehydrated at least, for at least, 3 more days. Yes, I sometimes go through 3 bottles a day. That 1 bottle a day, not 3 bottles a day. 3 bottles, 3 days, 1 bottle 1 day. I'm a mess. Anyways, yeah. And once we made it to Premier Judgment safely, I felt so relieved that my appetite kicked into overdrive. By the way, people have already asked the sequence in which I'm gonna do the main routes. And that sequence would be Ritsuko, Rise, Chiho, Ayaka. And also I'm gonna like immediately do the after story after I'm done with the route. So basically it's gonna be like Ritsuko main, Ritsuko after, Rise main, Rise after, Chiho main, Chiho after, Ayaka main, Ayaka after. So yeah, that's that. Anyways, that way the route's still gonna be fresh in my mind. I guess it might enhance the experience. I don't know why I said it like that. Like a fine wine. Also, I don't have beer today. Actually, I do have beer today, but I didn't feel like getting it for like for a part that's potentially only, you know, an hour long. Not potentially, it is actually only going to be like a bit more than an hour. So, I mean, some people are probably praising the heavens for that. I know some people just are slowly but surely getting exhausted with the fucking length of my parts. I think they're already glad that I only have like 2-hour parts for Princess of Angel. Like, they probably look at the goddamn Magic S parts and are like, ooh, what is that? What is that? Like, I would react like that. Like, I would react like that. Like, I have a problem where I can't stop, where it feels bad for me to stop doing something. Unless, like, to watch a new video unless I finished one. So, 3-hour videos are literally the bane of my existence. Because I just feel bad to stop watching. Like, I just want to finish watching it, but there's still, like, 2 hours left of the goddamn video. But there's, like, I don't know how many videos that were newly released that I want to watch. But I have to wait because, 2 hours left on this video. And then I end up just leaving it anyways, and then I forget about the video for like I don't fucking know how long. Because my memory is shit. So yeah, like today I finally got to like the restart part in Sabbath of the Witch. Like I think I talked about it when I started rewatching my Sabbath of the Witch playlist because I wanted to re-experience the game without actually having to download the game again. But yeah, that's that. Anyways, by the way, once again, I forgot to actually mention it in the last part. I did put it in the description though. Basically, do tell me how you like this webcam thing. Like, if you don't like this, go ahead and tell me. I can stop with this. Thing is, people are already gonna be able to tell in the last part, and they're gonna like have to basically endure one more part of this because of this, because of the latency in my uploads. Anyways,
千穂さんとルリコさんだわ。私たちも行きましょうよ。
Sure. We grabbed our trays and stood from our seats.
ごきげんよう。
Also, the tip of my tongue feels oddly, like, it feels like that pilt on there might have accidentally burned my tongue a bit while eating fish earlier.
こんにちは。
So in a way, I did have beer today because it was like marinated in, like it was like a marinade on the fish that had beer in it. So I guess in a way you could say that I did have beer. I don't know what to call it. Like I'm saying marinated because, but the actual word would be a bierbuckteig. Actually, let me look this up. What the fuck is buckteig in English? Fried fish, apparently. Like, it's fried fish with beer batter, basically. That's the best. That's the best. That's how I can describe it best. Don't fucking judge me. Anyways,
ごきげんよう。
Ah, yes, shut up. Don't just jump into my legs, into my face. Petwell got up on his hind legs to greet us. He really was quite clever. We took our seat, and Gio turned to face Ruriko.
それでどうかしたの今日は。あら、何かあったの？何かがあったってわけじゃないんだけど、今日のルリコさん、ちょっと元気がなかったみたいだから。
So I just noticed that there's some dirt on my monitor. Like there was like a speck of dirt was like right there on the recording. Like would just move as I just moved my head and it started to annoy me a bit. Anyways, is the summer heat getting to you?
食欲がないの？
Lisa looked down at Ruriko's lunch.
ご飯はちゃんと減っているわね。いえ、夏バテではないんです。私、暑さには強いんですよ。
Huh? You are? That's kind of unexpected.
意外でしょうか。
Well, how should I put it? Ruriko wasn't fat by any stretch of the imagination. Such a fact was true. I'd swear by it. However, it was also true that she had one area of her body which bulged out exceptionally so. Rather than hot, it looks excruciating.
あんた、どこ見てるの？
At her tits! Huh? I mean, I was just thinking, the meatballs and Chinese soup Ruriko ordered sure look tasty.
とても美味しいですよ。マサヤさん、お一ついかがですか？
Oh my. Oh my, oh my. Oh, can I? He just he just latches onto her boob like, ah. Ah! Her mannerisms seemed so natural, I went along with it without thinking.
いかがですか?
I don't know why I crave hydration so much. Delicious.
それは良かったです。
You didn't make it.
作った甲斐がありました。
You didn't make it. This is a cafeteria meal. You didn't fucking make it.
ルリコさんが作ったわけじゃないでしょ。冗談です。
I hate it when my head itches. Who doesn't though?
あら何よ。じゃあ私だって。
Ah! She shoved the spoon into my mouth.
私も
Like she just, yes, I want to make him suffer too. Let's make him choke. Ow, ow, not the fork, please.
何やってるの？口からフォークやらスプーンやら突き出して。
That.
手品の練習？手品って？ほら、前に養老ホームかなんかの人が来たじゃない。ああ。あの時マサヤさん、手品ができるとか言っていたし。いやー、いろんな特技を持っている人だわ、ほんと。手品の練習ってわけじゃなかったみたいね。っていうか、3人ともいい加減引っ込めてあげなさいって。
Thank you, Tomie. Thank you. Like, Tomie seems like one of the few people that's actually reasonable in this entire fucking school. Which is kind of sad. Because of, you know, Tomie's personality. Like, she's a nice girl, but by God, she can be overbearing if she wants to. With Tomie's proclamation, I was finally liberated from the foreign objects inside my mouth. Thank God it's not that kind of game.
で、何していたの？その、など。ずーっとそんなことやっていたの？相変わらずモテモテじゃない。ずっとってわけじゃなくて、何の話をしていたんだっけ？ルリコさんが元気がないって。ああ、そう、その話よ。それで、どうなの、ルリコさん。元気がないというわけではないのですが、ちょっと気になることがありまして。気になること？パンターベルです。
Cool? All eyes turned to Panterbell.
私、夜はいつもパンターベルと一緒に寝ているのですが。今の季節も？はい。こんなにもふもふで。ちょっと暑そうではあるけど。
Tomie tickled Panterbell's chin.
こちょこちょん。
Okay, don't get too happy there, buddy. You already look like one giant penis. Panterbell was in heaven. Setting aside, it didn't look like anything was especially out of the ordinary about Panterbell. Tomie seemed to have thought the same thing.
パンクーはいつも通りみたいだけど。パンクーがどうかしたの？明け方、ふと目が覚めたら、パンターベルがいなかったんです。すぐに戻ってきてくれましたが、連続でそんなことがあって、私、少し心配になってしまって。
Do you know where he went?
どこに行っているかはわからないのですが。
Maybe he's going outside then?
はい。窓から出入りしていたので。
I ran my finger over Panterbell's rear paws. After giving it some thought, I realized Panterbell had been supporting himself on his hind legs for quite some time, so he may have been stronger than he looked. Panterbell can open windows. That's incredible.
いえ、暑くなってくると窓を開けて寝ているんです。
I see. Isn't that dangerous?
マサヤ、ここはバンセーヌの敷地よ。物騒なことなんて何もないんだって。
Touche. Touche. I'm currently on the same height as her cunt, so... Actually, no, a bit lower, I guess. I don't know why I did that. With a long face, Ruriko shifted her attention back to Pantbell, who was now perched happily on her shoulder.
バンセーヌの敷地にいる限りは安心です。それでも少し気になってしまって。彼女でもできたのかしらね。ファンターベルは男の子だったのでしょうか。それをあなたが聞いてどうするのよ。
You'll have to check.
それもそうでした。
In reality, Pantaba was a creature shrouded in mystery. Oh well, that's why the little things was one of Ruriko's charms.
まあ、ちゃんと戻ってきているなら大丈夫じゃない？あんまり続くようならまた何か考えましょうよ。
Chiyo intervened and Ruriko nodded in response.
はい。
So I just kind of had to let that out. It was Friday night. I headed towards the recreation room, intent on watching a movie that was playing on TV. I had a television in my own room, but I had a television in my room too. But if any of the other dorm residents were interested in the same film, perhaps we could all watch it together. Oh, Ruriko.
あら、マサヤさん、ごきげんよう。
Yeah, her theme is a bit too. I like the other theme songs for the other characters more. Good evening. Did you also come to watch Commander vs. Terminator, Ruriko? Something tells me she wasn't. TV wasn't turned on. Come to think of it, the high-class ladies of Sen, Ruriko being one of them, probably won't watch an action movie. I picked up the remote control.
マサヤさんはテレビを見に来たんですね。
Yeah, what about you?
私はこれです。
Ruriko gestured to the teapot on the table.
マサヤさんも一杯いかがですか?
Oh yes, a fine cup of tea while we watch some people shoot an alien to shit. No, I won't be able to sleep if I do. That's black tea, right?
はい。
Are you the type who can drink tea before bed and be just fine?
いいえ、それが目が冴えて眠れなくなってしまうんです。
I mean, I know why it is. Like, I was just gonna be like a reaction from us here. Why? Why then? Actually, the reason she wants to stay awake to see where the fuck his... I guess we can change it to his fluffiness Pantaba goes at night. Then, why are you drinking it this late at night?
今夜はちょっと夜更かしをしないといけないので。
Why? That sort of behavior wasn't unusual for ordinary students, but this wasn't Zen we were talking about. Now, the night owls were few and far between here, so while there was no set time for lights out, we had never seen anyone oversleep. Heck, I was probably the only one on campus who would ever oversleep and be late. As there's no way a pure proper lady like Ruriko would ever do something like that. She had an open-hearted, friendly personality, so it was easy for it to slip my mind, but Ruriko was the only daughter of the Kamiyagi group. Whenever she went outside, she always had a bodyguard with her. And not long ago, her parents had arranged for Ruriko to be married. Why do you need to stay up late? Hold on. I was far more interested in this than the movie, and turned my attention to Ruriko.
この前お話ししましたパンターベルの脱走についてなのですが。
That's still going on? Ruriko nodded. I gently pat Banterbell on his head with my fingertip. Hey, where in the world do you keep running off to? Banterbell just wagged his tail and tilted his head at me. Maybe he really had gotten himself a girlfriend. If so, it kind of made me feel like he'd beat me to the punch.
昨日も起きていようと頑張ったんです。が、やっぱり眠くなってしまって。普段が規則正しいせいでしょうか。もともと夜更かしも得意ではないのですが。
That is the sort of impression I get from you.
それで、今夜は紅茶でも飲んで頑張ってみるつもりです。
Couldn't you try tying Banterbell up somewhere?
それもかわいそうですからね。
I patted Bell just immediately. I guess that's true.
あるいは、パンターベルも苦しくなってきたんでしょうか。私、最近ますますバストが。私ったら殿方のいる前で。
Thank you. He just gives her a thumbs up. Just a thank you. But is that related to this somehow?
寝るときはいつも胸に抱くようにしていますので。
I see. You didn't manage that before, didn't ya? Lucky fucking devil. When everyone went outside together. I don't need to recall what happened. This time. Like last time I wanted to recall what the fuck happened. This time I don't, and would have been more funny if I accidentally did click on I want to recall. Oh, so much fun! Also, last part, at the part where they mentioned the game of life. Apparently I'm not crazy. Was that last part? No, that wasn't the last part. That was first part of Konomi's route. Like, I wasn't crazy. We didn't fucking experience that because that's something that happens in the common route after the point that with happiness cuts off on. Like, there's still a bit of common route left in base game Princess Evangile. Basically, we just kind of skipped over that.
あの時は楽しかったですよね。
Oh, yeah. We had thought of the same thing at the same time. That made me strangely happy. We shared a heartwarming laugh together. That alone was enough to make my heart quiver. But if he's just hot, then he wouldn't be going outside over it, should he? He shouldn't be going outside over it, shouldn't he? Should he?
ですよね。なので、今夜はずっと起きていて、パンターベルが起き出したら、そっと後を追うつもりです。
Where in the world was Pandabelle sneaking off to? What Tamiya said could have been right on the money.
もしパンターベルが一足先に大人になってしまったのだとしたら。
She needs to immediately follow him. Must say I help her. Indeed. Pandabelle looked up between me and Ruriko. Okay, do your best. Let me now know how it turns out tomorrow.
はい。
Or, offer to help. Stay awake as well. Just keep a lookout outside, outside. Just keep a lookout outside. The next day, Saturday, was the closing ceremony. Today marked the end of the first term. Really, thank goodness. I was glad I hadn't ended up expelled in the first term. Made it through Premier Judgment and would be able to attend Vincennes until at least the end of the school year. That also meant I could live in my precious dorm room for another 8 months. I could eat as much delicious food as I wanted. And I could continue to experience a fun school life. Furthermore, I'll be with Ruriko too. Wait. Why was Ruriko the first thing that popped into my mind? Girlfriend? What are those? Are they tasty? That came out of nowhere. My old appalling lifestyle had made a complete 180 and I now had a few female friends. A few? You only have female friends. Like you only have female friends now. Like the only friends you interact with are female. And among them all, Ruriko was the first to come to mind. Didn't think she and I were especially close compared to the others, though. She openly fucking exhibits thirst for you. Get over yourself. Like, by God. Also, I'm very shiny right now. Well, less shiny and more like bright. Anyways, well, if I slack off, I'll be late again.
ごきげんよ
Morning.
う。明日からはいよいよ夏休みね。と言っても、どこに出かけるわけでもないけれど。
Lise, aren't you? You aren't going to. Lise, you aren't going back to visit your parents' place in Tokyo? She had mentioned something like that before.
ええ、まさやさんもよね。
Yeah.
夏休みになると、ひっそりとしてしまって寂しいものよ。まあ、すぐに切り上げて戻ってくる人も多いのですけどね。
When the closing ceremony ended, all of us decided to go eat together. Don't you feel so much more at ease after the closing ceremony is over?
ええ、本当に。
It wasn't like that at all last year, though. Every day I'd rush to my after-school job the second classes ended. The usual group had gathered together. Suddenly, I noticed Ruriko's eyes had begun to droop.
やっぱりちょっとダメみたいですね。え？すみません。今日はパスさせてください。眠くて。ちょっと部屋に戻るってこと？はい。ベッドに切りもみ状に倒れます。
What exactly is a tailspin, actually? Tailspin. Ah. That makes sense. Oh my god, wasn't this was a thing? Tailspin was a thing, like T-A-L-E and spin. Like this was a thing, like that weird ass bear that had that airplane, like that was a thing! I forgot that was a thing! Like I watched that as a kid! Like what was the German name for that again? Captain Baloo! Yeah, I did remember right. I remembered like something about Baloo, but I didn't remember the entire title. The title was Captain Baloo and seine tollkühne Crew. It was Tailspin. Oh my god! Like I watched that as a kid. I would every now and again just come on Super RTL. I have watched that. Oh my god. Anyways,
切り込みはしないでいいでしょう。では、ごきげんよう。
Ruriko left while covering her mouth, stifling a yawn.
あらら、行っちゃった。まあ、今日はずいぶん眠そうにしていたけれど。朝から？うん。終業式でもこっくりこっくりしていたのよ。校長先生、怖い顔していたわよ。へえ、珍しいこともあるものね。
Wonder how everything turned out last night. I watched Ruriko as she staggered off into the distance. I'll ask her about it later. She got in touch via email, then met up in the recreation room later that night.
ごきげんよう。
Wow, salutation. I actually cannot see how no matter where I place the bottle here. Do I have to place it here for it to be visible? Yes, I do. Good evening. Rick was sitting on the sofa and greeted me gracefully.
ゆうべの件ですよね。
What is exactly? Yeah.
結局、う
You
ま
fucking
くいかなかったんです。
You fucking fell asleep, didn't you? You did, didn't you? Oh, yes. I know I'm doing this. I don't have to, but I am. I don't know why. Anyways, that's enough of that. Did you fall asleep?
いいえ、紅茶の効き目が強くて起きていられたのですが。
Ruriko sighed heavily. He ran off.
本当に運動神経がなくて。
Huh?
パンターベルは夜中になると、やはり窓から出て行きました。それで私、急いで部屋の外に出て。
Well, if you jog down the hallway, of course you're gonna lose him. Of course you gotta lose him if you chase him down the hallway when he's out the fucking window. Like, he's going this way, you going this way. Of course he's gonna escape. Like, he's already, like, probably faster than you, just regular running. But you decide to take the longer path as well.
少しも進まないうちに、転んでしまったんです。
She lifted her skirt a bit to show me her bandaged kneecap. Are you okay? Seeing a foreign object taped to her delicate white skin was oddly difficult to bear.
痛みはありません。
Thank goodness.
膝小僧をすりむくなんて、ちっちゃな頃以来のことです。なんだか懐かしくなってしまいました。
She was able to brush off her accident like it was nothing. I believe that just exemplified how wonderful her personality was. On top of that, she was a beautiful, rich, and refined lady. Again, like, I don't know why, but I'm just reading off of OBS instead of off of the game. Wah! That was the wrong wah. I don't know why I just went for that. How to describe her? Ruriko was utterly impeccable.
転んで、あいたたたと思っているうちに時間も経ってしまったので、ゆうべは断念したんです。
I see. Wait, what? You can actually go out in the middle of the night? There was a small room adjacent to the dorm's entrance, which acted similar to an apartment building's administrative office, and the teachers manned it in shifts. She would definitely be questioned if she tried to come and go at strange hours.
おそらくは、というのは、夜遅くになると先生も休んでしまうそうなので。
Ah, that makes sense. Coexistence of the strictness and lenience was a notable characteristic of Vincent.
玄関を出て、すぐに寮の裏手に回り、パンターベルを追いかける、という計画だったのですが。
She sighed and pet Pantable's back. Pantable looked comfortable, completely unaware of his owner's frustration.
私、今日も起きていようと思います。 お昼寝をしたせいか全然眠くないですし。
Help her! Seem really bothered by all of this.
そうですね。パンターベルのことですし。本当は私、明日実家に帰省する予定だったんです。でも、先に宿題を進めたいから、と言って嘘をついて予定を遅らせることにしました。
She appeared to be serious about this. In which case, I'll be out then. With following Bandbell, would be dangerous if you tripped again too.
まあ、それは。
ear's itchy.
ありがとうございます。私、嬉しいです。
Having her tell me that straight to my face made me blush. I made the gesture on impulse, but if it made her happy, then I was happy too.
では今夜はパンターベルと3人で川の字になるわけですね。あらあらあら、どうしましょう。
No. No. That's not going to happen. Huh? Oh, no, I'll wait outside.
そうなのですか。
Why do I feel so disappointed? Was it because I wanted to try sleeping alongside them? If it were with Ruriko, that only made what I felt stronger. But our relationship wasn't anything like that. Well, think waiting outside your room would make following Pandabelle easier.
それもそうですね。
The way she smiled and promptly agreed with me was both a relief and a disappointment. Around what time does this usually happen?
ゆうべは2時過ぎでした。いつもそのくらいの時間帯なのかもしれません。
2 o'clock, huh? I guess I'll have to drink some tea myself.
では、私が入れて差し上げますね。
Thank you.
茶葉をポットに入れるとき、私の情念も入れておきますので。
Passion?
茶葉と一緒に情念もジャンピングです。
I believe she had said something like that once before. Didn't quite get what she meant, but whatever the case, I didn't get a bad feeling about it. After I had my fill of the black tea Ruriko brewed for me, 2 o'clock had drawn close at hand. Seeking out was a piece of cake since my room was on the first floor. I went out of the veranda, then migrated to the location we had previously guessed Pantabelle would escape from. For long, a shadow of some sort descended down the wall, illuminated by the moonlight. Whoa! I like how he bounced. Pantabelle didn't look it, but he was incredibly agile. He swiftly made his way down to the ground, turned around, and started to run off somewhere. My cell phone, which I'd put on vibrate, buzzed. Hello?
ルリコです。今さっきパンターベルが出ていたのですが。
Yeah, I spotted him. I'll follow him now.
お願いします。あ、電話はつないでおいてください。私も向かいますので。
Roger. If we stayed in constant contact and navigated the area, she would likely be able to catch up to me. There's no need for you to rush, okay?
わかりました。
Where is this? I came upon a winding path while following the small yet nimble shadow. Never knew we had a hilly road like this on campus.
もしもし、今はどのあたりにいらっしゃいますか？
Whoops. Yeah, we're going up some kind of mountain path. I answered in a low voice. I couldn't really tell whether Pantabelle had noticed me or not.
山道？ああ。
Do you know about it?
はい、合宿所に通じる道ですね。
The lodge. We had something like that on campus? That's what's done for you. Again.
そこなら場所はわかります。すぐに向かいますね。
Ah, it's really annoying! Okay. Hannibal was ascending the mountain path with no hesitation in his step. I could sense he had a destination in mind, and most of all, he seemed very familiar with this trail. This must be the place he was running after every night. I looked back, but I still couldn't see any sign of Ruriko. Wow, there was a building like this here. I wondered if everyone stayed here during summer vacation. There was no soul around. It was deathly silent. Pandabal's destination did not appear to be the lodge, as he changed course without hesitation. Where is he going? Ruriko... What the? I could hear peculiar breathing from the other end. His voice! My appetite was suddenly stirred. Forgot about chasing Pantabel and pushed the phone hard to my ear. Crap, my lower body was tingling with this anticipation. After subtly adjusting my pants, I tilted my head in confusion. Still, what in the world was going on with Ruriko? Walking got to be too intense for her, and she's just out of breath. That's all it was. Her voice was way too erotic. Ruriko? No, are you that out of breath? I'll head your way then. I'll give you a push. Probably had a rough idea of where Pantabel was going now that we'd come this far, so even though I'd lost sight of him, that's just how it was. I couldn't exactly leave Ruriko be when she sounded so short of breath. Ruriko? A relieved smile rose to her lips. She tossed her shoulders back and her soft hair clung to her forehead. I unwittingly found myself fascinated by her red flushed face. Oh, yeah, he turned at the lodge and then kept going ahead. Whoops. Just kinda smacked my keyboard there. The lake? There's one of those here, too. Never heard of it before. Like a proud property. Amazing. I see. Wow. I was a little unexpected considering Ruriko was so bad at performing physical activities. Okay, let's go there and take a look. Need a push on the back? I walked behind her and gently placed my hand on her back. You could tell how smooth her skin was, even through her clothes. Oh, sorry. Is it? Teases her how? Also strange noises. Like this. fabric-covered dress was thin, and strangely got my heart pounding. If it tickles too much, would you like me to stop?
いえ、確かに楽ですので、できればお願いしたいのですが。
Sure. I shook the idle thought from my head and focused on the task at hand. Seems as though concentrating would be very difficult. Could have just picked her up. No problem. I had some regret when I pulled my hand away. Would have been great if we could have kept going along this mountain path alone forever together. That was what I thought about as I felt her in the palm of my hand.
ここに着くのにもっと時間がかかってくれればよかったのですが。私ったら勝手な言い草でしたね。ごめんなさい。
Oh, no, it's fine. I shook my head decisively. I thought the same thing.
マサヤさんも？
It was like, I wanted this time to continue on forever, or something like that.
本当に？
I didn't even touch the goddamn mouse wheel there. Ruriko nodded happily. Her smooth cheeks were tinged a bright shade of red, so much so that I could see it under the moonlight. Seeing that made me both happy and embarrassed at the same time.
暑くもなく寒くもなく素敵な夜ですものね。深夜であることを除いては。
Yeah. Ruriko herself was far lovelier, though. But of course I couldn't say something like that out loud. Pussy. We stood shoulder to shoulder and headed for the lake. There were planks running along the ground, and it didn't seem we would have to worry about getting lost. Wow. Who knew there would be a place as pretty as this here?
本当に素敵ですよね。
Moonlight reflected off of the lake's quiet surface, making it a very picturesque sight. It looks like it'd be a great place to swim. He turned to the shore. Calm waves gently brushed against the shore, making quiet ripples as they broke. It was a little hard to tell in this darkness, but since Ruriko said so, I was sure the water was pretty. Huh?
パンタハベルが泳いでいます。
That's why he's leaving? That's why he's leaving? Fucking nightly swimming? You fucking kidding me? Swimming, huh? Oh, looks like he's noticed us. I hadn't heard it since there was a fair distance away between us, but I sensed that he'd let out a cry of surprise. Annabelle swam towards us in an unexpectedly dexterous manner. He's doggy paddling. Annabelle was adept with those short little forefeet of his, huh?
パンタハベル、ゴー！
He splashed, hopped from the water, and claimed his usual place. Wouldn't that be cold?
びっくりしました。
He's wet.
まさかこういうことだったなんて。
Maybe Annabelle just enjoys swimming?
なのでしょうか。私も初めて知りましたが。パンターベル、泳ぐのが好きなの？やっぱり抱きしめていると暑苦しいのかしら。
Possibly. She had mentioned something like that before. Ruriko would hold him against her ample bosom, huh? Edible. I'm jealous. Something told me that wasn't the first time I'd felt that way. It wasn't. Is that why he's been swimming alone? You sure do look You sure do like to cause people trouble, don't you? Gently press the pad of my index finger against his tiny forehead.
どうしようかな。夏は尻尾にしてみようかしら。
His tail?
胴体の代わりに尻尾を抱えていれば、パンターベルも熱くないのではないかと。
Whoops. With that being said, I took a look and it did seem like his tail would be quite worth hugging.
試しにしてみますね。
Whoops. I think he likes it a bit too much. Looked like it tickled.
どうもダメみたいですね。では、明日はちょっと我慢してみようと思います。
When you say restrain yourself, does that mean you sleep better if you're hugging something?
そうですね。前は抱き枕を使っていたくらいなので。
She just has a panther bell dakimakura in their closet. There were people who couldn't sleep unless they laid on their stomachs, so there must be a lot of difference between individuals in their posture and habits when sleeping. I hate sleeping on my stomach. Like, I can sleep on my stomach, sometimes it's more comfortable that way, but I literally can't comfortably fall asleep laying on my stomach because I'm fucking nervous, because I've had multiple cases where I fell asleep on my stomach, and the next morning I woke up and I just could not move at all. Like, I couldn't move at all. I barely could breathe. Like, basically, almost every single time I just laid there until someone finally fucking found me and helped. Like, I don't know why. That's why I very much hate, like the thing is, that's always when I have my arms down when sleeping on my stomach. So ever since then, I always keep them about here. Because the problem is that the problem isn't that I can't like move my back or something though. I can't move my arms. Like I can't move my arms at all, which results in me being unable to get up because I would have to move them up and like push myself up in order to move. But I can't move my fucking arms. So, but if I'm like that, I just push like that. For some reason, it works. Enough about my sleeping habits, though. But hey, maybe it genuinely felt nice for Panther too. I shifted my eyes over to the lake's surface once more. This place really does look nicer than a pool. Makes me want to go for a swim too.
では明日というかもう今日ですが泳ぎに来ませんか?
Oh, that sounds good.
本当は勝手に泳ぐのは校則違反なのですが、まあ構いませんよね。
Yeah. Oh, but do you think lots of people will already be gone by tomorrow? A lot of people were saying that they were going home immediately after lunch today. Well, technically yesterday. は？
もしよかったら二人で。
Ah. As soon as I said that, I was at a loss for words. All alone, with Ruriko. This unexpected development suddenly set my heart racing. I looked up, my face bright red, and then she turned away shyly. When her face flushed, it seemed to accentuate her beautiful features even more. That sounds good. I replied in an unintentionally hoarse voice. My elation made it difficult for me to even breathe. Okay then, let's swim here, together.
Hi!
Hearing her say something like that, and looking so happy about it, made my heart swell.
では、私とマサヤさんとパンターベルで、明日、ここで泳ぎましょう。
Sounds good. And with that, it was decided that the two of us and her pet would go swimming together. Nee, 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 nee. Nee, 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 nee.
第2話。神様、これはベーゼでしょうか?
What? Is it gonna be like what? What? Huh? That don't make a sense. So tired. In the end, between the black tea and my excitement from the night before, I hadn't slept much at all. That excitement was, of course, due to how much I was looking forward to spending time in the water with Ruriko. It'll be just two of us, too. As far as the members of both the White Lily Society and Red Rose Society were concerned, I believed I was on good terms with all of them as friends, but it felt like I'd hardly spent any alone time with one specific person. This kind of thing has never really happened to me before, but it was finally going to happen today. Not to mention, we're going to swim around that beautiful lake. I was pretty fond of swimming all on its own, but it went without saying that I was looking forward to seeing Ruriko in her swimsuit most of all. Actually, the sentiment that it goes without saying is only natural for a healthy boy, right? And thinking made an especially... I didn't think it made me an especially perverted guy or anything. Heck, Ruriko's appeal was on its own special level. Yeah. Excuses. Not only was she gorgeous, her figure was out of this world. Honestly, I'd gotten quite an eyeful that time I cleaned the pool with everyone. Oh, come to think of it. This meant she would end up seeing the scar on my back. Well, whatever. It shouldn't really bother her, or anyone else. The biggest problem was that, as usual, I didn't own a swimsuit. Yeah, I probably should have thought about that. Now was around the time for Ruriko and I to meet up, so I left my room. It was only the first day of summer break, but it already felt like the entire dorm was empty. So hot! The weather was great today, perfect for swimming. Hello?
二人だけでお出かけなんて、なんだか不思議な感じですね。
It does.
少しいけないことのような。
Naughty, you say? Maybe it is. Ruriko put a finger against her cheek and thought it over.
万が一、一人で出かけるときは、知らない人には決してついていかないようにと、お父様お母様には何度も言われました。もっとも、一人で出かけるなんてことはついぞありませんでしたが。
You always have a bodyguard with you, right? She nodded. Lisa had mentioned it before, but even at Vincennes, where rich girls from across the country congregate, Ruriko was the only one who actually had a bodyguard. She couldn't even freely make a trip to the convenience store alone. A lifestyle like that was difficult for me to imagine.
いずれにしろ、マサヤさんは知らない人ではありませんが、ただ、こうも言われたんです。
What was that?
男の人に迂闊に近づいては、決していけないと。もっともそれは、両親が定めた婚約者がいたためだったのかもしれません。
Yeah. Since she was the only daughter of the Kamiyagi group, I'm sure there were a lot of guys out there who have tried to get close to her.
でも、マサヤさんが相手であれば、迂闊ということはありませんよね。
Yeah, shall we go then?
はい。
Fuck you for making me on you, bitch! Are you getting tired?
ごめんなさい。
No, it's not something you have to apologize for.
ただ、人前ですからね。ちょっとお恥ずかしいです。
Gazed at her face, feeling a little bit refreshed. Ruriko was always so mellow, but even now she had a very ladylike side to her too. Based on what a friend of mine said, who had a sister that actually went to an all-girls school, students there were really brutal. Thank goodness nobody at Vincennes was like that, seriously. Well, you did make sure to cover your mouth when you did it.
そう言ってもらえると。
Couldn't sleep either. Looks like I'm not the only one.
生活サイクルがずれてしまったことと、 あともう一つは、今日があんまり楽しみだったせいです。
Me too.
同じことを思っていたのかと思うと、なんだか嬉しいですね。
Yeah. Ruriko took an oddly captivating breath like she always did. To be perfectly honest, this mountain path wasn't all that intense. Was her being out of breath due to how unfit she was, or because of how huge those huge pillory mounds attached to her chest? It's basically like their weights attached to her. Want to push on the back?
そうですね。
Whoa! She tripped on something and fell into my chest. Just like that, both of our bodies tensed up. My hands were directly touching her bare shoulders. She was flushed with a subtle sweat from the summer heat. Her eyes were glazed over as she looked up at me. Was this a sweat? A sweet aroma grazed my nose and sent my mind reeling. Her crystal clear eyes seemed to pull me in, and we gazed deeply into each other's eyes. What the fuck are they doing? At the sound of Vanderbilt's voice, we snapped away from each other. The cries of the cicadas, which had faded from consciousness, now drove straight to the center of my mind. It felt like my brain had gone completely numb.
ごめんなさい。私ったら、本当に鈍くて。
Now I could just only hear like Dear You, Visionen im Spiegel playing in my head. Which is a soundtrack from Higurashi When They Cry, but I haven't actually played the visual novel. And it is from the visual novel, I think. I don't think it actually plays in the anime. Yeah. Not at all. I made up my mind and took a step forward, then grabbed her hand. For a moment there, she twitched in response, as though she had touched something hot, and then blushed. Rather than pushing her by the back, I think this way will be much easier. He's just going for it like Jesus Christ. That kind of sounds like an excuse. Goddamn right it is. Saying that left a bitter taste in my mouth, so I shook my head. That's not it. I just want to hold your hand. Is that okay? He's putting on the moves with her. Also, I just noticed that like my cursor was like right there on her boob. My heart was pounding. Even for me, this was a bit forward, so Ruriko was probably even more surprised than I was. Her eyes went wide for a few seconds, but her expression quickly softened.
いいですよ。
As I held her hand, a sense of euphoria washed over me, as if I were walking on air. I'm walking on sunshine, whoa! I'm walking on sunshine, whoa! And I just feel good. Okay, I'll stop. In doing so, Ruriko gave my hand a light squeeze in return. She then flashed me a shy smile. The euphoria I felt quickly grew stronger and stronger. We're here! Sadly not for long. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, this is gonna be a short one. I'm also already tired. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye. There's the button.